What's up, y'all? Welcome back to the Water Pod. We got another installment, man. We're here with my boy Omar, the big O. The O stands for omnipotent. The O stands for one stop shop. The O stands for whatever you want it to stand for, baby, because he's doing a little bit of everything, man. I had to have this dude on, man. He's such a positive and bright light to me, man. And I seen his aura, and I had to have him on, man. I had to have him on to have a little conversation, man. Hope that people will get to know him better. And at the same time, know me better, know us better, know the podcast better. So without further ado, this is my boy, Omar.
What's good? What's good? Dr. Drop in the building.
Yeah, Dr.
Drop Point
Drop.
Productions in the building. I'm going to try not to smile the whole time, bro, because, oh, God, I'm on cloud.
I like it, man. That's
good,
what you got to do, bro. Just keep smiling, man. That's what attracts people, man. That's what brings people in, man. It's just that positive, dope energy, man. Like
Good
I said,
vibes.
bro, like he said, Dr. Drop, man, Drop Point Productions. I'm sure you've seen the stickers around town.
Somewhere.
Yeah, somewhere. Your favorite artist has probably used them for videography or stickers or graphics, or at some point he's had a hand in it, but he's such a humble dude that he's not gonna take credit for it. But I'm here to give him his credit.
Okay.
If you've ever watched Drink Champs, I'm here to give him his flowers.
Okay.
We're gonna give him his flowers today. So he deserves his flowers, man. I've known Omar, I don't know, we going on like 4 or 5 years, something like that. But we've done a lot together, but there's plenty more I wanna do, and I wanna get to know Omar better, because every time that I talk to O, we're in a
We working.
yeah, we working, so it's like
Game
it's
time.
it's totally
Okay.
work based. It's totally like, how we gonna get this shot? How we gonna get to here? How we gonna do that? How we gonna do this? So, I'd be lying if I said I knew how he came up, or the struggles he went through, or how Drop Point came to be. So that's what we're gonna look into right now. So, what's the story behind Drop Point, man? What got you to become? First of all, like what's the name about? Let's start with that. Like, what's the name about?
So Drop Point, right? Drop Point came about in a moment of a very dark time in my life. I was going through some things. I was in a confined space when I came up with the idea of it. And there's a whole story behind that. But to answer the question, Drop Point is for anybody that's lived on the streets or been about the streets or into a good movie, whether it be war film or like Gotti or something. You've always got a drop point, right?
Yeah.
You've got something that's being exchanged at the drop point.
Okay.
So,
Yeah.
The idea is, and it kind of goes along with my mission statement for Drop Point, is, we're there for those that believe. So if you believe in yourself, we're going to meet you halfway, right? So get to the drop.
Yeah.
So, you know what I mean? Whether that be
I gotta get back to the
mentally, where you want to go, with your career, if you're an artist or a client that says, hey, I got this idea. You give me the idea, meet me at the drop location. I'm going to deliver. And what you do with it from there is on you.
Oh, I love that, because it's like that's so dope, because like I said in the intro, like, he's a jack of all trades, man. He and people say a jack of all trades and a master of none, but he's a jack of all trades and a master of some, I would say. You know what I mean? Like, a lot. Like, he masters some things. Like,
I try to master some
yeah,
things.
I mean, but I think true masters understand that there's always room for growth. Like, if you think you're the smartest person in the room, then you need a new room, bro. You know what I'm
Facts.
saying? So,
Facts.
but I like what you're talking about with the drop point thing, because like, because now I get it. It's like, it's the drop point. It's the rendezvous. So like, we gonna rendezvous here. You know what I mean?
It's
like,
the
we gonna-
life-changing point, right?
Yeah, it's the point of no return, and the
Yeah.
point of it's
So,
like
So now that you let that marinate, I'm going to mess you up because I'm going to throw a curveball, and that's in true Drop Point fashion, right?
right.
So there's always two sides of everything. And another visual, another feeling that we like to give out with drop point is, have you ever been dreaming, right?
Many
you
times.
falling, and you wake up, boom, right? That feeling that you had,
Uh,
that feeling is, I want to start a business. That feeling is, I think I want to be an artist, but I don't know if I got what it takes, right?
yeah, yeah.
So that feeling there is your dream state, and we're here to take you out of that, right? So that's
Oh,
the drop point. So once you feel that falling motion, you wake up from that dream, boom, it's time to get with it.
yeah, yeah.
And it's also a play on words, right? So you got drop point, you got you've worked hard all your life, and once you think that you've done it all and you've got to the top, what is left?
Uh,
You've got to jump.
yeah.
That's the drop point.
Uh,
It's that leap of faith.
Yeah, yeah.
It's that rendezvous point. It's that feeling of, I'm tired of falling. It's time to wake up.
Yeah.
That's what drop point.
Oh, that's so dope, man. It's like, I like that, bro. I like that. I like that it has like a message and a meaning behind it, because I feel like those are like the brands that go so far. It's like,
And you said it right there, right?
yeah,
The brand.
the brand. Like, it's like you can't like, a brand's not gonna go far if it's just like, oh, we came up with something cool and like we just want to make money off of it and we just want to do
Something
this off of
silly.
it. Yeah, it's just like it's
Right.
like the best brands are when people just have like a dream and a mission and a statement
Facts.
behind it. So I really like that you have that mantra behind it. You know what I mean?
It gives life to a bunch of creativity. You know what I mean? So, and for those that do know me, and very few do, I know a lot of people, not close to, but
Got
a
a lot of
handful.
acquaintances.
Right.
Yeah, yeah.
A lot of people that see me, I'm on the go. I'm in the move. You know what I mean? They're like, oh, I seen this guy before. I think I seen him play baseball. I think I seen him at the bar. Reality is, if you really see me somewhere in public, I'm on a mission. I'm not there just to hang out. I'm observing something. I got PTSD. I can't just be chilling.
Yeah, 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 yeah. Well, that's what, like,
know?
as long as I've known you, like, and that's probably why I was so intrigued about having you on the podcast, to get you to, like, to tell your story and tell your drop, because, like we said in the beginning, it's like you always, it's always business time, bro. It's always like, I'm here to do this. And I came to, like, whatever the mission, it's like a mission, I guess is the best way to put it.
It is.
It's like, you're like, yo, we set out to record a great show and edit it and make it look good and give it to the people. So that's what I'm here to do. Like, I'm going to say what's up. I'm going to talk to you. I'm going to vibe with people. But the ultimate goal is like, all that shit
I might not remember
secondary.
that real quick conversation. I'm in autopilot.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. So
But I'm here. I get in. SEAL Team 6. Get in, get out.
get get in,
You know
get
what I
out,
mean? I'm
bro.
here to-
Meet me at the drop point.
I'm here to cook up.
I got
I'm
you.
not here to waste time. We're here to cook up. So
Hell yeah, hell yeah. So you talked about drop point and what kind of got you there, but what kind of got you to there? Meaning, like, what got you to
kick
the
into
point?
action?
Yeah, what got you before that? Like, what got you to the
Okay.
point of needing to, like, where were you at when you decided to quit falling? Like, where were you? What was the point? What got you to that
it's
point?
very easy to answer that. For me, and it's probably gonna blow your mind. Drop point was kind of out of desperation for me. When I say I was going through some dark times, I was actually locked up the road.
Damn.
A lot of people that's ever met me is like, man, I would never guess you went to prison. I went to prison. I did a year, max lockdown, only because it was the first time I ever went to prison, and it was over some stuff that I didn't do.
That's what they all say, bro.
But on the real, so it was like.
yeah. But if
It-
you
it
ask
really
99% of people in prison, ain't
Facts.
doing that.
Facts.
I believe you, actually. So you're
But-
that 1%.
So
I
I'll
believe.
say this before I get into the story. I have
Yeah.
a clean record, right? No drug charges, no nothing, stealing nothing, never, right? Only time I've ever been locked up is over my kids. And in Charleston County, for a single black male, well, single black male, for a black male father in Charleston County,
Yeah.
it's a hard place to be, man. It's a
100%,
hard,
bro.
it's a scary place to be. I had my first kid when I was young, dude, like straight out of high school, and me and her mother didn't work out. You know, we were young, so you know, in being young and becoming a father, because my life up to that point was already, you know, my stepfather. I had issues at home. Same story, probably anybody that's had the stepfather that really doesn't want you there, and you know what I mean. That struggle to fight through that. I never knew my real father, right? So all growing up was me and my mom. She met my stepfather when I was young, and just like you was talking about on your other podcast, due to some things that he went through in his life,
Right, right.
it trickled down onto my life. You
Yeah,
know what I mean?
that
So
happens.
in the age I'm at now, I can't say I hate the man. He was a good father to the extent of he was very strict. I played baseball. I was very good at baseball. Played with Matt Wieters and Justin Smokes and some of the guys that
Oh, hey, shout
went
out
to
Justin
pro.
Smoke, bro. That's my
Shout out
homie.
Goose Creek.
That's
Shout
my
out
homie,
Smoke.
man. I talked to
So
him. It's probably been a year or two ago, but
yeah,
yeah, me and Justin grew up together. Yeah,
right.
yeah,
So
yeah,
so you know those boys I was playing.
yeah.
It was a tight knit group, and I was there. We played Goose Creek, travel ball, competition ball. That was my life, but that was guided by my strict stepfather. You know what I mean? So
Yeah.
he took out a lot of anger on me on sports. If you missed the ball, you know, we're staying out 2 or 3 o'clock in the morning, hitting balls at you as hard as you can,
Oh yeah,
toughen you up,
yeah.
toughen you up, and I took on the challenge. It made me a killer ball player, dude.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
And it wasn't, I can't say natural, because from the moment I started, it was like SEAL Team 6.
Yeah, like you gotta do this or you're gonna
do
be in
this and
trouble,
you're gonna be
man.
the best.
That's
So you
that's
know,
crazy you say that because like me and my pops, we have a great relationship now, and like I think I've said this before, but things were tumultuous like all
Right.
relationships throughout the years, but he was very much like that. I'll never forget, like I was a pitcher, so I could pitch
Right.
good, you know. Like me and Justin was on a team. He was first base and I was pitcher for like
Right.
5 years in a row.
Okay.
You know what I mean? In little league, but I'll never forget this one time where I struck out and I didn't even want to leave home plate, dude. I just put the bat down, I put my head down, start crying. My dad had to like come out and like get me to the
Man.
dugout, and I was like, "Why are you coming to get me? Like you're the one I don't want up here, bro. Like,
Right.
yeah, like striking out's terrible. Like I've
Right.
dishonored the family name. I'm like I'm a little bug on the floor because I struck out. Like Whitler just don't strike out, motherfucker. You know what I'm saying?
See,
Like,
it was just beating my head though. Like, even if you did strike out, that's not gonna. Yeah, and again, he was a good father, right? To
Yeah,
the
yeah.
extent of saying this is a work ethic. Everything I remember of him is being in his office, right? When he was home, he was in his office. Don't bother him. Don't be loud. Be quiet.
Yeah.
I locked myself in my room a lot of times. You know what I mean? Stay out of the way. When he was gone from the home, you know, is when I'd loosen up. I'd have some friends over. My mother was real cool, chill. Played video games with my mother all the time. She used to take me and the friends to the arcades and shit, you know, as a kid. But when he came home, it was everybody was quiet. Everybody was in their room. And that led ultimately to my creativity, dude. Just being in that kind of situation in a violent home, and that time locked away in my room was time spent watching National Geographics, and you know, grew up listening to Limp Bizkit and different genres of music, different things on TV. I was an artist as a kid. It kind of in my family. My mother's an artist. My grandmother's an artist. So I was always creative.
right.
But with my stepfather, and you know, and that allowed me to build a lot of things, right? So, and not trying to go off subject, but didn't have my father in my life, right? So I'm in jail, and I'm trying to figure out why I'm in jail. I'm just angry at the world,
Right.
dude. Stepfather, fuck him.
Yeah.
My
Fuck
mom's not
everybody,
coming to
honestly.
get me.
Yeah,
You know what I
yeah.
mean? Like, I'm here, bro. And the reality hit me, and I got to writing. I've always been a poet.
Yeah,
I
yeah,
saw
yeah.
you and Buddy talking about that. My major outlet was poetry. When I first came into entertainment, I thought I was gonna be a rapper. And I tell you who my rapping homeboy was, Kyle Chaotic Johnson. You might know.
Yeah.
Kyle.
I've heard that.
So Charleston Ninja Warrior Kyle.
Oh, bro, I'm not gonna get into all that, but
Dancing Kyle.
yeah. I know Kyle from
Breakdancing, probably. Or
yeah,
rapping.
yeah, breakdancing and rapping and all that. But you remember Club Whatever?
Yeah.
We gonna show our age with this. We gonna show our age. But that's where I met Kyle, and like he was homies with some of my homies that breakdance. I was never a breakdancer. I was a rapper. I mean, I like, I'll dance. But it ain't good. You know what I'm saying?
That's how
like,
I was.
I don't have no rhythm, bro. Like, people be like, oh,
Me
you're a
neither.
rapper. How do you not have rhythm? It's like,
Right.
I'm still white. Like, I can rap.
Okay.
Like, you put a beat on it, I got you. But, nah, I can't dance and shit like that. But what you were talking about with jails, your stepfather, and things like that, like, I feel like it's a recurring theme with my guests, and maybe that's
It
just my
is.
aura
I'm
and my
bugged
thing.
out.
But I keep saying it is like, it's because you're such a happy, positive dude, and like the last few guests I've had are happy and positive, and they all have the same. It's not the same story; it's very different, but it's the same kind of story, man. It's just like,
It's the struggle.
yeah, it's the struggle, it's the pain, and it's like
It's the
people
struggle.
like us through pain and struggles, like we learn that like we're so happy about the smallest, most insignificant shit, because it's like we when you've dealt with real fucking pain, you're not upset that like your neighbor didn't cut his grass yesterday, or
But even in conditioned to be that way, right?
right.
I catch backlash because it's like, dude, you nonchalant about everything.
Me too. People
And
tell
it's
me that all the
like-
time. You don't
it's
care
like,
about nothing. It's like,
I care a
no,
lot.
I care a lot, but I've learned through experience that the less that you get invested into something, and like, it doesn't mean I'm not invested. It's just like I'm not trying to like put all my,
That's that growth.
yeah, it's just
You
growth,
learn
bro.
what
Like,
not to
cause
put energy to.
yeah, it's a problem with me though, because people don't know how to read me. Sometimes they're like, I can't
It
tell if
is.
you're mad or happy or sad, or like, would just show me something, and I'm like, well, you know, I don't get excited for things because I've been let down so many times, and then
It's
I
a
also,
gift and a curse.
yeah, for sure.
You
for
find
sure.
yourself lonely, and we was talking earlier when you said them vibrations. Like, so 9 times out of 10, I'm by myself or my kids. Like, if anybody see anything posted me, I'm with my kids. I'm by myself, right? Vibrations gets me to hanging out with people. You know what I mean? So it's not. And I've gotten off a topic, but it's not. It's the fact of, I know good people when I feel good people.
Yeah,
You see what I'm saying?
Horus, bro. It's
And
like,
it's that trauma definitely helped me home in on that.
yeah,
A year in prison, you got to know when people are feeling some kind of way. I tell you what prison did to me, and I'll speed up the process. Like, I went to prison. It was summer camp. I was scared. People knew who I was before when I got there. Changed my life. It actually hurt my feelings because I was so scared. And I got there. You, Omar? I know who you are. I know who you was with on the street. Dude left. I broke down in tears. Like, what did I do at home? And my own family don't care. You know, feeling that way. And the world don't care. But these people in here know who I am. I must have been a
they
monster,
understood
right?
you. Yeah,
I came home a different person. But that year spent up there, I spent most of the time reading the Bible for cats that didn't know how to read. I went to a private Christian school because I got kicked out of public school for gang banging and fighting. So I went to private school, Northside Christian. Shout out Eagles. You know, and I was introduced to things like Reader's Theater.
yeah.
I'm a public school kid, don't know nothing about Reader's Theater. I was trying to hang out with the girls, and I'm signing up for things that I didn't know took being on stage and acting, and using your voice.
Right.
And that's kind of where I found my voice, even as a kid. But so I got out of jail. I'm reading Bible to these cats in jail. I wound up getting a roommate with this cat off Ashley Phosphate Road to exit 209. His name was Omar too. Omar Rivers.
Two O's? Two
In the
O's
same
don't
room,
make it
right?
right.
It was weird, right? So, while up there and he's seeing me go through this process and we're getting to know each other, and I've written this backlog of what I'm going to do when I get home. Because at this point, when I get home, I'm thinking about how am I going to find my oldest child? Her mother's taken her, they're gone. And I said, well, if I create a business, if I create something and make it big enough, she'll be able to find me.
Yeah.
So I created Drop Point Productions right there in my jail cell, dude. And it started off with fucking a bubble chart. And this is what I want to do and branch out to this. And I have these divisions. Like, I had it so well written down that I didn't know what I was doing. It just kind of came to me, and I just started scribbling, dude. A year passed by. I get out of jail. I get a good job. Omar Rivers guys get out of jail, and we're hanging out. And I'm back doing my old shit still. And he looks at me one day and says, where's that Drop Point Production shit you was writing when you was in jail, bro?
Yeah.
And I was like, bad. I went straight to the box and got that shit. When I got that shit, I got on that shit.
Yeah.
And I didn't look back. It's like I started that, and then I put the vision out to some friends. Friends supported. It got bigger. Mm-hmm. You know what I mean? And it started out, back in the day of me saying, hey, you're a dope artist.
Yep.
That's a dope videographer. This is a dope location. So I don't know if you remember, but back in the day, I used to reach out to people. Hey, man, I'll pay for this if you would like to work my vision.
Yeah.
So
you were just coordinating talent.
I was trying to get talent together.
Yeah. That's dope. Cause I don't want to give this up on the pod, but I've always had an idea of starting a business called I Know a Guy.
Right.
And so, like, I'll just be like, you just call me and be like, I need drywall done. I'll be like, I know a guy. You know what I'm saying? And like, I just take 5 or 10% off the top. I need a videographer. I know a guy. I need a rapper for this song. I know a guy. Like, I know so many people, bro.
Right.
You know what I mean? So I like where you're going with your story, man, because it seems like a lot of people's stories and because what you were talking about, having your homie that was like, yo, what's up with Drop Point? Like,
it was the catalyst. Dude.
Yeah,
it was the
one
reminder.
of my best friends growing up, man, and still to this day, he moved out to Oklahoma, but one of my best friends, man, his name's Will.
Shout out Will.
And shout out Will, man. He's a black dude.
Right.
And so we ran into a lot of issues because, like, I go to his church or something, I'd be the only white dude, or he'd come to my church or my granny's house, or we go anywhere we went. It seemed like if we went to one of his things, I was the only white person. If he went to one of my things, he was the only black person. And like,
that's how it was in high school for me.
I'm sure. But
I got out of public
school. You learn so much, and like, I feel like that's like who I am. Like cause for instance, you were talking about I can't remember exactly what you were saying, but it made me think about like how I grew up in like in my family. I was the only white person that had like mad black friends and black girlfriends, and I listened to rap and did rap, and I played basketball.
I was the opposite kid.
So you were the opposite. You had a lot of white friends. You had a lot of like, and that's how Will was. So like me and him connected on that level of like, I was the only white dude that he kind of knew that was down to like do black things. Like I put that in quotes because we all do the same shit. It's just like for whatever reason, there's like
it's
disconnect.
A little different.
It is a little different. It's a little different. Like, yeah, because me, I season my food and shit because I hung out with my
right.
I was with the home, and my girl, like, her mom.
I hung out with some thug ass white boys though that you wouldn't know, but that's Charleston.
Yeah, it's Charleston.
That's Charleston.
Like, that's what I would tell people all the time. Like, when I talk to people from up north and shit, they're like, "You're from South Carolina." It's like, well, damn, man, it's racist as hell down there. I'm like, there's It is.
Yes and no.
But at the same time, it's like we were. They don't understand that like when you're from like Connecticut, like they didn't have plantations in Connecticut. So whenever they did the Emancipation Proclamation, like and all these like integrated schools and stuff, like it was still all white in Connecticut.
But
down
even
here,
still,
like we were. I don't want to say forced, but down here, like Georgia and South Carolina are like 50% white and black because of the
you can hear
slave
some
population. So
old white folks down here that sound black.
yeah, 100%, 100%. Because we've been
Straight black.
we've learned from each other's cultures,
Right.
and we've had to. Like I said, I hate using the word force, but because I'm young and you're younger, so we didn't have to deal with the civil rights movement,
Right.
and like we didn't have to deal with the real hate, and I'm thankful for that because I'm glad. I mean, I feel like there's different people born in different generations,
For a reason.
so I would like to think that if I was born in the early 1900s, 1800s, I'd be somebody on the front lines with y'all and like
Facts.
fighting for y'all, but I wasn't. So guess what? It's 2023 and I'm doing it now. You know what I mean? Because when you were
Facts.
talking about prison
History
and,
repeats
and
itself. You got to make change, dude.
But when you were talking about people like going to prison and not knowing your father and stuff like that, like that's a very huge African American stigma.
It
is
is.
that y'all grow up fatherless, and that's why I like having people that like you're a father, bro. Like
And that's
you represent the majority of African Americans I know that are good fathers, that are entrepreneurs, that
Right.
like the shit they be trying to push and act like, oh, this is how black people are and this how like I don't get behind that shit. You know what I mean? And that's why I have like my boy Joey. He's a teacher, bro. Like
Right.
you're a father. You're a great father. You know what
Well,
I'm saying?
that's why
You're a
I'm
good
blessed
man.
to
Like
be-
I know, like you said, I go to prison because of my kids.
And
I
I'm
go
blessed to be here. And I know my lady at home probably cringes. She probably didn't want me to tell that.
Yeah.
Every time I say it, she's like, you sound proud of that. And it's not the fact that I'm proud of it. She had a military family. They're Italian.
Yeah.
I mean, tradition is strong. She has no idea. She has no idea. To say, like I've had a judge, South Carolina judge, look me dead in the face and say, Mr. Myers, there's many black young males in my system just like you. You'll never leave my system. I'll see you again. That was the last time I ever saw that judge. But the fact that he spoke to me like that,
Yeah.
like he knew for sure that I was gonna be trapped in the
Oh
system.
yeah, because because
He
the
knew.
system was built to do
And
this,
it's-
damns us to do
it
that.
scared
Damnedest.
me. So that's what Drop Point was like. Against, and that's why I'm glad to hear to tell my story, and I thank you for the time to do it because I want folks to know. All my kids are mixed. I fought like hell for my mixed child in the South Carolina courtroom,
Yeah, I bet.
tooth and nail. Like they told me they had my face on Live 5 Move. What is it, Harv Jacobs? Shout out Harv Jacobs. I'm your boy that you put out there. Charleston's Most Wanted. Yeah, I go. But yeah, my face was on the news, dude. And it wasn't nothing for that I did. It was that I got into an argument, and my child's mother was like, "We haven't seen him in forever." I just dropped my kid off. The next day, I'm on Live 5 News. Have you seen this guy? A lot of people in Charleston knew where I was at.
Right.
Give it at the time, I was homeless. Well, I wasn't homeless. I was living in a house that didn't have electricity in it, to be honest with you. For a whole year, still going to work, living for some slumlord that had all the fucking copper pulled out the house, didn't have money to go nowhere else. Like to say with a bad hand dealt, where I am today, sitting on your couch right here, I can tell story for story of things that I've overcome that I never should.
Right.
Been attacked by a white supremacist biker gang at the strip club, beat with hammers. I shouldn't be alive. Story after story of you cannot do, and I have done. To this day, I stand here with 4 beautiful daughters, 4 different moms. Everybody gets along. I see my daughters every day.
Damn. Blessed.
And it was because when I started Drop Point, to find my child My child came to me sooner than I thought I ever would, right?
Yeah.
Thought I'd never see her again. Thought I wouldn't make it. And the thing that she told me was, Dad, while I was going to school, my friend's parents kept pulling up Drop Point Production on the phone saying, "This is your dad."
Wow.
It did its purpose.
Yeah.
Drop Point was never just say, "Oh, I'm just going to do something cool." You say, "I want to make noise. How do I do it?"
Yeah.
Food and bev, entertainment. Two things during depression that'll never go out. Entertainment, I'm going to get out
Always,
there.
always. It doesn't matter if you don't have a dollar to your name. You want to sing a song. You want to see something cool happen. Like, it's like, that's our escape. Like, even though we're broke now, it's like, or I don't want to say broke now, but I'm just saying, like, when even broke people
Right.
go take their kids out to the circus or the zoo, or, you know what I mean? There's always entertainment.
There's a chance
and
that
food
if you
and
put a
beverage,
message or a crime out there, it could be seen.
yeah.
It worked from a silly dream that I had. A time that I found my child, we had Drop Point, me. I've had several teams, and like I said, it went from trying to piece people together to dealing with people like Quad Dub and
R.I.P. man.
yeah, Quad Dub and butted it and following what's dude's name? Big promoter. I want to say not JP, fucking
Giles?
Giles Sosa, and what's the other buddy who's doing like liquor now?
Is it JP Molosa or whatever? He does taxes and shit.
No. So Giles Sosa does Food Dog.
Yeah,
Right.
But Giles used to promote
Blonde
shows
dude.
and stuff.
Blonde dude. KB.
Oh,
KB Productions.
Yeah. KB.
So
Kyle, I think is his name.
when I put my head down to start making noise and building my brand,
Yeah.
it was like if people saw me, I was out watching KB.
Yeah.
I was out watching Giles.
Yeah.
I was out watching Mason
So
Jar
yeah,
music.
you're a student, and yeah, you study the game. You're studious. Yeah. For
Everybody that I've done business with, I've studied that person for probably more than a month before I cross paths, and it's about being on the grind and being selective and knowing where you want to head.
Yeah, well, that's what I've always said is like, I think there's something to say about like, people don't understand, like, whenever I try to give people advice and like whenever somebody's coming up as an artist or a videographer or whatever, I'm like, the best thing you can do is go out to shows, whatever you're chasing. Go watch
See how they do it.
Yeah, go see other people do it. And you don't have to emulate or copy them, but you should at least be like, okay, I like how he did this, and I need to do that my own way. I need to like it's a way to really hone in and cultivate your art. So but I was gonna ask you, because I've been liking I like that how you're going, man. You're telling your story, and I haven't been wanting to interrupt too much, but I've been like,
I'm scared that I'm gonna get lost in.
No, but I've been like just tapping in and like putting to the side questions I want to have. So one question that I've had with you telling your story is like, I like to on my podcast get my guests when they tell their story. So like, what got you through? Like, if you could give advice to somebody that's sitting up the road, or that has that dream and they haven't really pulled the trigger on, or has that shitty home life and they're just trying to like please or appease their home, and
Right.
they're somebody like that, like everything you've talked about, like if you have any advice to give somebody that 20 years ago is in your shoes, or what, maybe 10, 15 years ago, whatever it is, like,
I tell you this, there's not anything that I could tell somebody. It's actually a matter of pain, dude. Like, it has to hurt. It has to hurt on so many levels that you really can't rationalize it. You know what I mean? And not having a father figure growing up, having to teach myself to be a man and what to stand on, what not to stand on, and how to live. You know, I come across people like Eric, the hip hop preacher, they call him, Eric Thomas, and he says something that it sticks in my head every day I wake up and he says, you've got to want it as bad as you got to breathe.
Ooh.
You've got to want it as bad as you want to breathe.
Ooh, say it again, one more time.
You've got to want it as bad as you want to breathe.
Dang, I like that.
And that's where I was at. It was like, I've had enough. The system ain't for me.
Nope.
I've watched friends die. I am my only out.
Yeah.
You know, and that is, you know, and that's, you know, going back to everything that we stand on is at that point you believe in yourself no matter what nobody else tells you.
Dude, I was literally had those words in my head because I know on like 2 or 3 of these podcasts I've said and had guests say like believe in yourself, and that's kind of what I like to hear is like you're right. Like at some point you just gotta bet on you. You gotta
block everybody else out.
Well, you gotta block everybody. We talked before the pod, and you even said that it was like at some point you just have to understand that your vision and like I told you earlier, and like Dusty said on the pod was like nobody's gonna love your shit the way you love your shit.
Nobody's gonna help you get your child.
No,
nobody's gonna teach you how to talk to judges and lawyers to get your child. I sat and fought lawyers, dude, by myself. I had a judge break down in tears because she was so frustrated on what I was going through, and she really wanted to help me.
Yeah.
And she changed my life because she said this. She stopped the court and said, Mr. Myers, if you continue talking, I'm going to send this court adjourned, some shit like that.
Yeah.
And it clicked in my brain. One of the last court dates I had fighting for my child and not having to go back to jail due to a loophole in the system is I kept mumbling, and the judge fucking threw that shit out past 5 minutes. It's the last time I ever went to jail fighting for my child. Changed my life to know that somebody really wants to help you, but there's systems put into place that they can't help you.
Yeah.
So you've got to be hurt. You've got to... The whole time I was in prison, I questioned God. I've questioned why am I here? You know?
Yeah.
And for those that have tried to self-inflict harm to themselves, I've been there, man. I cut my wrist.
Yeah.
Been there, done that. No excuse.
Yeah.
That's the easy route out.
Well, I like what you just said about questioning God because like not that I'm whatever, but
and I went to a Christian school, so that was totally you know, you trained.
But I think like to make it more like universal is like question the entire existence of everything, whoever your God is or whatever your ultimate reason and purpose is. Whenever you get to that low point where you're questioning purpose, where you're questioning God, where you're questioning the universe, like I think you have to get there because like I talked about on my last podcast about losing my son, and like a lot of people don't know that about me, but you know, like when I say I lost a son, they think like we had a miscarriage or we had a this or that. But no, like my son went 9 months and like I held my son's lifeless body in my arms and cried tears that fell off of my cheeks onto his.
Right.
And I held him, and at that moment I was like, for lack of a better term, I was like, fuck God, fuck the universe, fuck everything that anyone loves. Like, this is the most heartbreaking, heart-wrenching shit that anyone could ever go through.
Should ever have to. And I was 17 at the time. You know what I'm saying? So it's like, at the end of the day, like, I'm never gonna say I'm thankful for that shit because I would much rather my son be here. He'd be 19 years old now. You know what I'm saying? So like, I'll never say like I'm thankful for it, but it was like, yo, like you being in jail or having a fucking shitty stepfather. I don't want to say shitty because you said he did some great things, so I don't like to put that on people, but just a shitty hand dealt to you where like some people get kicked in their ass, and people like you and me, some people let it consume them, but some people are like, yo, I'm gonna consume the fucking world on that shit. You know what I'm saying? Like, it turned me
I'm gonna
into a monster.
Yeah, like it's gonna show me that like like somebody that you that went through that, or somebody like me that went through this, it's like whenever like I'm talking to, for instance, like and I'm not trying to like get all aggressive, but sometimes it
Right.
makes me feel that way. But when I talk to somebody and they have a problem, you know what I'm saying? It might be a legitimate problem, but to me it's so minuscule, and I've gotten that just grace and gracefulness about me that I'm like I've hurt deep, like deeper than you've ever imagined. So like it's not that I can't understand what you're going through. I understand what you're going through because to you this is the deepest.
This hurts.
So what if you tell me your deepest, darkest hurt, it's like I understand it because I've been so much deeper than that
I could probably walk you through that.
I could walk you through it. So
Right.
like I'm thankful in that way. I'm
Yeah.
thankful in that way that like when I hear people's like struggles and pains and stuff, it's like it's almost like, bro, like I feel like I'm a man, what you remember that game Snake?
Yeah.
So like you got the snake gobbles one thing and then he adds one thing and one thing, and so like
Right.
before you know it you're across the screen. Like that's how I feel. Like I'm such an empath that like I've taken on people. Like I feel like I was put here just to take on people's sorrows and like just
'Cause some people
consume it.
can handle that.
Yeah, and I guess I was made to handle that. So I'm very appreciative of your story, bro. And if nobody's ever told you, bro, I believe in you and I believe in what you're doing because I'm trying to give people like you an outlet to give your story
Right.
off. And I know how much passion you have, bro, and that's why I have you on. So
But in the passion to some is scary, right? It's like
Yeah, some people
it's
don't
it's a
understand
bit
it.
overwhelming. The passion started from right snowball effect. I need my child to find me till I find my child, and after I find my child, it's snowballing, right? So I never wanted to be the man behind the camera. I've had visions. I wanted to get people together. Trying to outsource didn't work out. I had to pick up a camera. Had to learn it. Start doing that, and then it's a process of. I didn't have my father. I found my father. I didn't have my daughter in my life. I found my daughter. I didn't have nothing that my family passed down to me. I created a business that I can give all 4 kids.
Wait. So you found your father, your biological father.
I found him.
Okay. So I don't want
That's
to
why I
gloss
said
over it
the
because I know
stories
you
and
said,
stories.
okay, I know
And
we
I'm
could
looking
go,
at the clock like
Yeah. No, don't worry about that. Don't worry about that. We'll go 2 hours if we got to, bro.
Facts.
I'm
So,
not worried about that at all.
we can
But
quick hit on my father, right?
I just know that 2 or 3 times you said I didn't know my father.
Yeah.
And
So
now-
I was never really. We didn't speak of my father, as me growing up because my stepfather being in the house, and I guess that's
He was
disrespectful.
like Voldemort.
It's not
I
the
didn't
fact.
mean to
It's not
say
the.
that.
No, it was
I don't
not
know,
the
that's
fact
some
that
Harry Potter
he had
shit. I'm a
had
dork,
an
I'm sorry.
influence on not talking about my father, but my mother was kind of like leave it alone, and that's probably her trying to shield me
Yeah.
to an extent
Yeah.
to what she could understand.
Yeah.
But it wasn't until
Well, mothers have a weird thing of like, all you need is me, baby. You know what I mean? And
I
that's
get
not.
it.
It's not
I
a
get
detriment.
it.
I'm not like trying to hate on mothers,
Right.
but they definitely feel like they can just fill that
take it
void
on
by
all
nurture.
themselves,
But
and it's really not like that.
No, it's like.
And I
don't
had
know.
so many images of my father, and I looked up to a lot of people in Charleston. Moving here from North Carolina, I'm country as hell. People here in Charleston, black folks down here in Charleston didn't take to me at all. I said wrestling, shit like that. They was like,
Yeah,
the
we
fuck
don't
away
call
from
it
me.
that shit.
Yeah, the black dudes
Yeah.
around here was like, bruh, get over
Yeah.
there. They
You
was
sound
not
like my cousin up from Anderson. He
Man.
come down and be like, "You want to wrestle?" I'm
Man.
like, "Do what? What?"
They called me Big Country coming up.
Big
bruh.
country. I like.
They
it.
wouldn't
I like
fight
it. I
me.
like
It was Big Country, but
Yeah.
so that kind of, I fought through so much to where I got to a point, right? So, I'm out of prison. I'm really trying to get my life focused. I got homeboys that's still in the streets doing their thing. I'm trying to work a full job, hang out with the homeboys doing their thing. I'm losing houses, and I'm gaining shit, losing shit, gaining shit, losing shit. And I'm just like, okay, then time is ticking. So then I'm getting older. So when I hit about fucking late 20s, I started having heart issues. And I'm like, okay, I need to find my father. Me and previous girlfriends had did our due diligence and trying to call everybody with this guy's name, trying to find him, to no avail. I hit a certain age and I just went to my mom straight up and I just told him, I need to find this man. I've got heart problems. I need to know that side of the family. And like a fucking safe had fucking fell open. I talked to him yesterday.
Damn.
So, only if I probably would have asked that question a lot longer, I wouldn't have been on this crazy ass hunt for the guy.
Yeah.
But until I found the voice, and it was kind of, and that's the catalyst as well. Even with my stepfather, that moment I found my voice and stood up to him, stood up to my mom, and finally need to find this guy. Shit started opening, dude.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? To this day, I can't shut my fucking mouth now because I found out the power of having a voice.
Yeah.
A business that started in finding my child has snowballed into linking up with you guys. And I followed you guys for the longest. Mason Jar Music. I don't know if you remember my first event. My first fucking event, right, was supposed to be at Club Oceans.
Yeah.
I had a bike stunt group coming out. East Coast stunters. Like, I was down with the boys who did stunt bikes. I remember walking into Club Oceans with a piece of paper. And I wrote down what I wanted to do, dude. I'm going to talk to this club owner. And this is after my homeboy said, drop point, do that shit, right? So now I got a team, I got paper. I walk into Club Oceans. I walk in the owner's office. He shuts the door. And I'm in this motherfucking room not knowing. I don't know what I'm in here for.
Yeah.
In my head, I just want to throw a party.
Right.
A lot of moving pieces.
Yeah.
So I get to explaining in this paper to this man. And halfway through the paper, he jumps up from his desk and checks the door if it's locked or not. And it scared me. I was like, oh shit, what's up? What's up? And he said, who wrote this paper? That's what I did,
me.
Bro. He's like, did you go to school for this? I was like, no, man. And he fucking took the paper and slammed it on the desk. He said, people go to school for this shit.
Yeah.
If this is what you're writing up on your first show, you better never stop.
Yeah. You shouldn't.
That was the first positive shit a grown man had told me.
Yeah.
In a fucking long time.
Yeah. That's
We've
dope,
been on
though.
fire ever
well,
since.
Yeah. Well, that's why that's kind of why I like to have people like you on, man, because it's like a recurring theme. Is like, especially, same with me. Is like, people like us, man, that's been through a lot. Like once we find that like that thing and that tribe that outlet, and people are like, yo, like. You know, like for instance, my sister-in-law, she's a mortgage broker, and like,
shout out to the mortgage brokers.
Shout out to the mortgage brokers, but
it couldn't be me though. I can't do school like that.
Yeah. Well, my wife's actually working on it now. She wants to be one too, man. But and she's doing a great job.
Discipline.
But my sister-in-law, she hit me up because she's starting a business. And she wants to go do it for herself because she already put in the work of being an intern and working for brokerages and stuff like that. So she hit me up and was just like, "Yo, can you write me a business plan and this and that?" And I was like, you know me, like I'm like humble. I'm like, I don't know. She was like, "Michael, like you're the best writer that I know. Like you're the most good with words. Like." You should be like, I don't even know why you do what you do. Like you should be writing and you should be doing this. I was like, all right, I got you. So I wrote it up and she was like, thank you so much. You know what I'm saying? Like you did the thing, you know what I mean? And I was just like, and like you said, like it takes that to kind of, I guess when you got so much humility, it takes kind of those things to spur you along. You know what I mean? Because I'm a humble dude, and like I know like I could be confident. I'm not saying I'm not confident. Like I'm confident in my abilities. Like if you're like, yo,
but how does it feel when you know like, okay, I have no business doing this,
Right.
and then do it,
That's the kicker.
and then you like,
Yeah, and that's how I felt
If I-
doing that. And like I've done like 2 or 3 business plans,
right,
and I've done some like things that, cause me, I'm a creative writer, so it's very difficult for me to do like very like a business plan. It's
business
not
plan, yeah.
you're not trying to
You
be
want to
creative.
embellish. You want to go a little bit into it.
So like
right?
I'm a very honest and real writer. Like I want you to get to know it. Like when I write, most of the time it's
Right.
like very like you said earlier, hard on my sleeve, like off the cuff. Like I want
gonna
you to
feel
know
that.
me. Yeah, you're gonna feel it. But when you do things like that, where it's like a business plan, it's more like
That's what's tripping me out now, right? Because I'm in the stages that I'm in now, and you know, you several relationships I've been through, and women that I've dealt with while I've been with this company, and I'm pretty sure every one of them has been like, "Why don't you just cut grass? Why don't you cut grass?" Well, I wasn't put here to cut some fucking grass. I wasn't put here to take the easy route. I've got visions in my head that need to get out. You know what I mean? And even in touching on, like you said, you didn't have no place writing those business plans. I've got people now asking me to do things that's not in my scope at all, and I got to be like, yo, I'm not a photographer. Hey, I'm not a DJ.
yeah,
Essentially, I'm doing all those things.
yeah.
I'm not, in my head, I'm not doing that.
Yeah, but you really are, and that's
But you're
what,
doing
like,
it.
yeah, I'm not a podcast host, bro. The fuck, we sitting here doing a podcast,
Right.
bro. I'm a poet, I'm a rapper, I'm
So-
a writer, but I'm not a podcast host. But I know a lot of dope ass people, and I'm trying to have y'all on. I'm trying to get y'all shine. I'm trying to. And I want people, I want my fans to know me better, but also like I have this, dude, I got 3 cameras, lights, fucking, I got everything you need for us to shine like everyone else shines. So why the fuck not? Why not, bro? Why not you? Like I who said that shit? Why not us? Why not we? Why not now? You know what I'm saying? Like, I don't know who that.
I've definitely said that several times.
Bro, I don't know
because
who said that or where that phrase comes from, but that's kind of how I've been feeling lately, bro. It's like I told you earlier. It's like you're a humble dude, and like humility gets you so far because people understand. Like, yo, this dude thinks he
Man.
can't write a business plan. This dude thinks he can't be a videographer, but somebody probably paid you $100 for a fucking video and was like, yo, I just robbed this dude because he's so dope.
every
you know what I'm
time.
saying? And like that happens to me too. But I think like at this point in our careers and times, like we done being humble, bro. I'm not
Yeah.
trying to, and it's not in the sense of like, yo, you gonna have to pay me, you gonna have to do this. I'm just saying like y'all gonna get these bars, bro.
Right.
Y'all gonna get this video work. Y'all gonna get this. Like it ain't about the money. It's about like we have talent. You know what I mean? And we're done being humble with it. We're done.
I think for me, it's the longevity of it, right? So
Yeah.
people say, "Oh, you've done Drop Point for years. You're 30-something years old. Get over it." So check it out, right?
Shh, don't tell them.
Right.
You're 20.
I know
29.
cats. I know cats older than
29.
me that was doing it when I first got into it, right? KB, Charles,
Yeah.
they all moved on to doing big things, right? I followed those guys' footsteps, whether they know that I was following them or not. I did.
Giles probably be watching this.
Get
so
you-
that's my homie. I'm sure he'll be.
Shout out to
appeased
the
and,
other homie, Thomas, D-Sog Thomas. He started East Coast Stunners here. He moved out to Cali, did SoCal Stunts. He runs prints and events now. And my mentor who keeps pushing me, like his thing now is passive income. You gotta have passive income. Why you still out here doing car shows? You in
my
the
kind of
streets.
people,
You
bro.
in the streets. And I'm like, because that's my passion. I started throwing events, and now I'm doing car shows because a lot of people don't know I ran a car club at 18.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So I love
Whole
the
nother podcast.
underground stuff,
yeah,
right?
Yeah.
I'm a movie head.
You like the artsy fartsy
The
shit,
artsy
man.
fartsy
Like, we
shit,
being
the
creative,
Quentin Tarantino
bro.
shit.
Yeah.
To me, is my vision, and I'm building that brand to where I'm not stuck in that one spot. So I went and did a lot of video work with Mason Jar Music, all that shit is gold, and I'm sitting on a lot of footage.
Oh, I know that. I know that.
You know,
Yeah.
and it's like, okay, I've done that. I've shot music videos, right? Did the hood video, did the long video with
Yeah.
with the coworker, and these are videos. Sometimes I'm doing stuff for free, dude. Like I
Mm-hmm.
just because I want to test myself compared to what everybody else is doing out there. Of course, everybody wants to
Right.
make passive income, but to me, to get that vision out there is everything. So I shot the music video, propositioned a couple of people, got myself in a place where I'm at this tattoo parlor because I've been watching Isaiah at Red Karen Tattoo, seeing what he's got going on. He likes cars, he likes bikes. I get there and I'm like, yo, let me throw a car show in your parking lot. He's like, cool. Boom, I do that. So that got me into doing what I'm doing now with these car shows and events. But with the brand, I can't stay there. I'm going back to shoot music videos. I'm going to shoot a documentary
Right.
as soon as I get the hot chance. I'm going to sponsor the skate team as soon as I get the right chance. I've got some kids that already, like, that's what if you get a message from me in your inbox, it's because I've been watching you and I've got something to proposition you with.
Yeah.
At the end of the day, it's marketing, marketing, marketing.
But it's hard because, like you said, like some people are geared in a different way. Like, not that it's bad, but there's different types of people. You know, there's type A
Facts.
and type B, and there's people that are just like very passive income, robotic. Like, I don't have to. But to us,
I
it's
can't
like
do that.
I can't either. Like you have whatever you're doing, you have to be passionate about in a sense. You know what I'm saying? So
And that's where I'm at now in getting people in my life, right? So I've got a couple of friends,
yeah,
older cats, who don't really get into what I do, but they see my passion for what I do. They support it, which I think is the best. Because the cats that like to do what I like to do get sidetracked.
Right.
Once we get to doing what we're doing.
yeah.
Old cat gonna be like, no, young
Yeah,
blood,
they
that's
ain't
not
gonna
even,
get sidetracked,
he
bro.
ready to shoot some shit down. He gonna,
This what I'm here for. This
And
what
I
I'm here
need
for.
that.
Like I'm not here for
and my mentor.
the women, the cars, the money. Like I'm here for you, bro. Like,
Facts.
yeah.
And but they see me now like you doing this for your kids, and that's what it is. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Growing up in Charleston.
So what? Wait, I don't mean to cut you off, but before we get too off on a tangent again, so the car shows, like I know you've been doing them Fridays, once a month, right? At
Yeah.
Freddy's.
So when we started at Sunday Sauce, it was
Yeah.
every Sunday at Red Karen Tattoo. It got a little
Yeah.
bit too big. Can't do it there no more.
Right. Well,
So
you
it kinda-
just had one a couple weeks ago at Freddy's, right?
Yeah. So
and that was huge.
So the guys that put together the Freddy's deal, I won't say I wanted to do it there first, but I did. They got the ticket. They talked to who they needed to talk to. Did it right. They said, "Hey man, I hear you did some DJing," and I'm like, "No, I'm not a DJ. I kind of like entertain. I got the
Yeah.
DJ equipment. I got the
Right.
equipment.
I got what you need, but that ain't what I'm trying to do.
That ain't what I'm trying to do." But what I realized is those kids that was coming out to my Sunday Sauce meet like the vibes. They like the presence. When I tell them to bring a chair, come to hang out, we talking shit. We're listening to music. We're playing cornhole. There's kids out there. There's food out there. Bring your dogs. And it started off as a lifestyle meet because in my head, it's like, do not categorize nothing.
Right.
It's wide open because if one thing fails, something else is kicking.
Yeah.
You see what I'm saying? So in my brain, I'm always trying to go into the next thing, which is kind of bad, kind of good, but it doesn't allow me time to mildew. What it also doesn't allow me to do is to get so good at one thing at one time.
Yeah.
And my OG says that. It's like, yo, you're blowing up. Bro, you need to get your LLC right now. You need to do this right
Definitely,
now.
bro.
He's like, because I'm watching you, and over the past couple of years, you do an event, your next event's bigger and better than that event. Then you're on to something else which is bigger and better than that. So you're never really adjusting and doing what you need to do.
Yeah.
Stop treating it like a hustle. Treat it like a business.
Yeah, well, that's great advice. Like, if you got something that's doing its thing, then go ahead and get your LLC. Also, if you're a writer or anything like that, like go get ASCAP or BMI. That
Yeah.
way, when you write on a record or you produce
Do
a
those
record,
things.
you can get your third. You know what I'm saying? You can get your half. You like writers get a lot of credit on a song. You know what I mean? Like if there's a writer, a producer, and an artist, then you getting a third of whatever that record makes if you wrote it. If you wrote on it, if there's only three of y'all in it, so
Right.
definitely do that. So we're talking about the Sunday Sauce meets going to Freddy's. So when's your next one? Because I definitely want people to come out. And I know that your next one is, I think it's on my birthday, bro. When is it?
We got something on the 25th.
Oh, that's my birthday, bro.
Oh,
I'm not going to tell you how I'm going to be. I'm going to be 29. So on my 29th birthday, on the 25th, where y'all going to be?
We're gonna be at the Latson
At
Fairground.
bro, y'all are getting, no way.
Ram Fight Night.
Oh, who's gonna be there? Best Believe,
Best
I think.
Believe's gonna be
Oh
there.
yeah. So hey,
Matt
whatever.
Hughes.
Yeah, Matt Hughes.
Yeah.
Somebody else.
Drop Point's gonna be there. That's
Drop
most
Point.
important.
That's the main thing is gonna be there. So I
Right.
might go out there too. You know, it's my birthday, so I don't know. Usually I let my wife tell me what we doing for my birthday because she always got good ideas. But I might have to drop that. Drop,
should be a good
drop
night.
that point in there. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
It's my birthday. I might have to come through with that. You know,
It
I
definitely
just
should
went
be
to
a
the
good deal.
fights. Who just put on fights? My homeboy had VIP tickets a couple weeks ago. I went there. It's the other one, Conflict.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, Conflict.
So this is the first one I'm ever going to. You know, I'm in my bubble, right? So boom, we
dude,
got
you gonna have
that
a great
ticket.
time,
So
bro.
I'm like, I'm kind of pumped up.
It's fun.
right?
It's fun. Amateur fights are kind of like they're. I don't want to say amateur because it might be considered pro, but you know what I'm
Right.
saying. Like whenever you're on the lower tier,
Not the Coliseum.
yeah, not even that. When you're not like UFC or
Right.
Bellator, you know what I mean. Like you're on the smaller bracket. It's almost better than the big cards because it's
got
like
more
college.
passion.
It's like college football, bro. These dudes
fighting
are like,
harder.
yeah, they're trying to get to that next level. It's like us. Like when you find, I guess like some of these mainstream people are more jaded. Like they don't have that thirst, that hunger. So like it's dope to see people on a little bit smaller circuit doing their thing, and like they go out there and they bang, bro. The girls be banging, the dudes be banging, like the little guys, the
I
big
feel
guys.
we
like,
out here doing the same
so
thing,
dope.
trying to make it. Though,
Yeah.
right?
So you got it on the 25th. Y'all gonna be out there. Y'all gonna be in the Latson Fairgrounds
Yup,
doing
on the
it in the parking
25th.
lot.
And on the 31st, we got the round 2 of Friday Night at Freddy's off of Latson Road at Freddy's Steakhouse. Frozen custards and steak burgers.
That's March 31st.
You don't want to miss
Oh,
it.
that is Friday. Yeah.
You don't want to
That's
miss
right.
it. We
How's
damn
that
near
work?
shut Latson Road
25.
down the first time.
Yeah, you're right.
around.
31st. Okay. Well, I think
And Mason Jar music is in rotation out there, so I'm waiting for y'all
That's
guys
what's up,
to hear
bro.
that. I'm waiting for
Hey.
somebody to get back to y'all and be like, "Yo, they playing you."
well, dog, I'm gonna
boys.
come out. I'm gonna come out either on the 25th. I'll come out or
Right.
the 31st. I know me and my boy behind the camera. Shout out Foolish. We going to watch.
Foolish.
We going to watch damn Eagles, bro, and not the sorry ass football team. We going to see the goats, man. Take
Okay.
it easy.
Nice.
We going to see
Listen,
them
don't
on
get
the.
me started because my
Yeah.
birthday coming up in June. I'm
Well, we
contemplating
going to
these
see
Dave Matthews tickets.
Hey.
Oh,
Hey, Dave Matthews is the man, bro.
Hey.
But we going to see them on the 30th, and that's on a Thursday. But we coming back. They're up in Columbia, so we'll be back the 31st. So maybe we
Facts.
could come through to Freddy's or whatever. So that'll be dope, man. So just this the little promo segment of the pod, man. I don't know if y'all seen the whole time, man. I've been wearing the Getaway Bronco shirt, man. That's my homie.
Shout out to the boys.
He knows the boys, you know what I'm saying? Getaway Bronco, man. They do 90s alternative rock or rock, whatever you call it. Rage Against the Machine, 311, Limp Bizkit, all the good shit from the 90s, man. They do that, and they're gonna be at My Father's Mustache this Saturday. When this comes out, it'll be this
Okay.
Saturday. When this comes out on next Wednesday, it'll be this Saturday. I don't know what the date is, but whatever Saturdays after the Wednesday where you see this, that's when Getaway Broncos gonna be at My Father's Mustache in Mount Pleasant. So please go check them out, man. They're dope. Please come out to Drop Point shit on the 25th because this will be out before then. So
Yeah,
come
Ram
out on
Fight
the
Night, Fairgrounds,
25th, the
25th.
fight night. Get your tickets, bro. Go see some fights. Like
Do
you
that.
said, they got Best Believe. He's a rapper out of Florida, I believe. You probably seen him. He's done songs with Kevin Gates and stuff like that, man. He's you know what I mean? He does his thing.
He's an artist. He's out there doing his grind
he's out there
too.
grinding and coming along. And then you gonna have the car show. They always got some dope car shows. And Omar says he ain't a DJ, but he be dropping
I'm not
some
a
dope.
DJ.
He be playing
but
some
tip
dope
your
shit.
DJ.
Hey, he already said he plays mason jar. So what kind of DJ you want? You want a
Okay.
DJ that don't play mason jar? Then go get a different one because he's gonna do it.
I'm gonna show love to local. I mean,
Yeah.
that's our main deal at this point. It's everything we do for local, dude. You know what I mean?
Hell yeah.
And for those kids, I wanted to touch on what Carlos was saying, and oh boy, like future Drop Point, we definitely need to talk to the young boys in our community. Like, I think it's our time to shine. Like you said, if not now, when? If not us, who? I think we the last of the Mohicans for what I see on a younger generation coming up, and at this point in time, they're listening, dude.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So I really think, it's like that moment when you wish like Snoop Dogg and Dre and them would have shook off the dust after being so successful and came out with some more hot stuff, instead of leaving that void there.
Well,
we
dude,
can't leave that
you're
void.
like, but you're so right though, because like after Los came on, like one of my best friends' sons is best friends with his son,
Right.
and his mom was watching. Not Los's son, but the other boy's son. His mom was watching my podcast,
Right.
and his son was there with my nephew.
Right.
They were there. It's like, oh, that's my dad. You know what I'm saying? And like da 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 da. And then I just shout out foolish. But today he texted me his son. Last night I was over at his house and his son was like, yo, you got the podcast? When's it coming out? I was like, tomorrow, whatever. And then like he texted me today. It was like, my son, I got home. My son was like, "Yo, I done subscribe to the podcast.
Right.
I'm watching the one
Shout
with
out to
Los
the
today."
dads out there because we're really hitting right now. My
And
oldest
like,
is the same way. She's like, "Dad, everybody knows you. Like, what's up with that?" And I was like, "Man,
but it's like you said. It's like the kids are watching. Like we don't think they are, but they are. Like
Man,
they're watching and they like that stuff. You know what I mean? And like I had my daughter on the pod. My homeboy's daughter is already like, I want to get on the pod. I want to do my own podcast with Haven and do this. So like,
Listen.
I want my own YouTube channel. So we're definitely like. We're definitely inspiring the next generation to like
For sure.
really get into being creative and showing their art and showing their minds. And so like before we get off here though, I know we went on tangents about how you Drop Point and how you came to be about that, how you
Right.
came about that. But I noticed something earlier. You said that like you're from North Carolina. So is that
Right.
where you were born? And
Yeah, so
you ended up here, or
I was born in the mountains of North Carolina, Lenore. I would say I was probably about 5 or 6 when I came down here, dude. So most people be like, "Yo, you're a Charlestonian, you come from here," But every summer I went home,
Right.
For most of my childhood. I spent summers there, so the accent never left. You know what I mean? So it's like, but North Carolina, yeah, man, good old country boy. I can't shake that. That's all day long.
country. So how old were you? How old were you when you moved down here, though?
Yeah, I was about 5. I was about 5 or 6. I was young. When we first moved down here, we was on the other side of Goose Creek, and I think that played, catalyst to where I'm at today. Growing up on that side of Goose Creek, what St. James area, and going to How Hall Elementary. And Sedgefield, I remember my mother came into a class one day at Sedgefield, dude. It was like parents come day, and the kids beat up the teacher in the class, bro. And then as the teacher folded up in the corner, throwing paper balls at him, one was like, "This is what's going on in class over here." It's like, what? Crowfield. Get up out of here, cuz. But it was which is crazy because she was like, you got to get out of this. And we went over to Goose Creek and Crowfield, and everybody was like, "Oh, it's Crowfield." was having drive-bys in Crowfield, bro. Like, when I went to Crowfield was when I got introduced to gangbangers.
Yeah,
You
yeah,
know what I
yeah,
mean?
yeah,
So,
yeah. Nah, that's funny
and
you
people
say
don't
that.
know that about Crowfield in our generation. It was just like, I mean, Goose Creek had a whole gang division, bro. Like, they
Yeah,
was trying to
that's
run
how it
folks.
was. That's how it was when I came up, bro. Like we didn't get along with Sangaree, and we didn't get
Yeah, it was
along
going
with.
down.
Yeah, it was just like constant issues and problems. And like I think I talked about this with Joey a little bit. Was like, you think it's like, oh, gangs, and like, oh, well, you're from the suburbs. Like I'm like, bro, if somebody will kill you over something, it doesn't matter if you think it's real or not. Like,
Right.
if me and you sit here and go, oh, you're from Somerville, you ain't no gangster. But if the motherfuckers shoot you
Like we're
over
gonna
that
die in
shit,
Somerville.
it's like, yeah, you got shot because this dude thought he was a gangbanger. Does that mean it's fake or real? Because you died. So
Yeah,
just because I say like you're from Somerville, so like that's not real gangland.
Right.
If you kill me behind that shit, that seems pretty real to me. You know what I'm saying? It's like it's what people
and there's
believe.
some lost kids out there,
Yeah.
dude. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And again, to try to get kids from that gang life, like, start a brand, start a business, give them something to stand on.
Well, hey,
I'll
I'll ask you then. I'll ask you because I like to ask this before the podcast ends and stuff like that. But you've talked about jail. You talked about starting a business. You talked about having problems at home. You talked about doing your own thing in car shows or DJing and stuff like that. So, and we've talked about the younger generation a little bit.
Facts.
So, what kind of advice would you give to somebody coming up that you can pick or you can hit all of them, but somebody that's in jail or somebody that's trying to start a business or somebody that's trying to be hot on the scene? Like, what kind of advice would you give I guess like your 17 or 20-year-old self? What would you say to them?
I'd say this, starting out, all those people have one thing in common. They've got the odds against them. Period. That's probably 98% of us. Just the way it's set up, right?
Yeah.
I saw a lot of good friends with good families who had great support systems die of heroin overdose.
Yeah.
I've seen some kids have good families, go to jail, family bails them out every time. Still in jail today. There's a line and there's a choice.
Right.
No matter, my parents got a divorce. My dad used to abuse me. I was molested by a relative. You can get out of that. I got out of that. And that's something that my kids have never had to worry about, dude. Be hungry. Want it more than you want to breathe. If you give
Say it
up,
again. I like that line so much.
yeah, want it more than you want to breathe.
Mm.
Because giving up's not an option. And I'm hard on my friends and those that call me friend.
Yeah, yeah.
I'm hard on them. Don't mean to be, but it's like this. If I can be hard enough on you to break you and make you get mad at me to do it, I've done my job. Stay focused. Believe in yourself. And that's so cliche. It's so what. It's so everybody
Well,
else
a lot
says.
of times cliches are like they're so true though. You know what I mean? And like, but I think that
I put it like this, and I'm bad about this because my child, she's 18, she's like going to college, and I'm quick to tell her, follow your passion, follow your heart, not those books. You see what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And that's where we're at in life.
I really like. I don't mean to cut you out,
wholeheartedly-
but I really like that point right there because I'm a writer. So whenever I'm writing, I'm leading you. I'm trying to get you where I want you to go. So don't follow the books. Follow your heart because when you it's not even just that. It's just like when you read anything or you accept art. It's like, yeah, go where they want you to go and understand where they're coming from, but don't follow them wholeheartedly.
and build off of that.
Build off of it. You know what I mean? Follow your
Create
own
off
path
of that.
because I'm trying to lead you.
Right.
It's just like the news right now. You know what I mean? Like when they report on shit, they're like,
Bro,
I want
cut
you
it
to
off a
feel
couple
this
years
way.
ago.
I want you to feel that way. I want you to do this or I want you to do that. So
Follow your heart. If you can taste it, if you can close your eyes and feel and taste that end result, you're more than halfway there. If I can tell you to keep fighting, that it'll be better on the back end.
Keep fighting.
Not only just pray about it, and I catch flack on this all the time. The moment when I stopped praying about stuff and went out and got stuff, life changed.
Yeah.
And you can take that how you want. You've got to manifest that out. To me, you got to have those vibes. You got to put that out there and go get that.
Yeah.
And if you're not willing to get that, somebody's quick to show you how to get money in their pocket.
100%.
They're quick to show you that.
Well, hey, man, I've thoroughly enjoyed this podcast. I ain't really have to do nothing, bro. I just had to open up the platform and let my guy talk, let him say what he had to say. So it's been a great night for me, because usually I feel like I'm grasping at straws, but I didn't have to do that tonight. So it's been excellent, honestly, to spend time with him, to learn about Omar, because I know Omar is a super positive, super motivated, mission-based dude. So it's been good to see him just kind of let his guard down, let y'all into the mind of who is Dr. Drop, who is Drop Point Productions. You know what I'm saying? Like, my outros as good as my intros. You know what I mean? Like, that's how I do. But in all seriousness, man, I really appreciate this dude. I believe in what he's doing, man, and I want y'all to go out. He says he ain't a DJ, but if y'all need a DJ, he got you. He's not a videographer. If you need a videographer, he got you. Everything he says he's not, he is, man. And everything he says he is, he
I'm your pusher. If
he's
you
your
want
pusher,
it, I
bro.
got you.
He got you, man. He's got you all the way around. So, one thing that I do on this podcast is that I just try to let people into the lives and the minds of the people behind the dope events, the dope production, the dope videography, all the dope content and creation that I see. I want them to see what I see, because y'all only see what we show you, but this is supposed to be the behind the scenes. So I'm glad I could just tap into his mind a little bit, and
a little scratch on the surface,
a little scratch. So I'm gonna definitely have to have him on, because I feel like we went on tangents and we might not have met all the goals or all the spots that we thought we were gonna get to, but we going to, man. I'm gonna have him back on, and I'm gonna have him go in more depth about what prison's like, because we didn't even get to like
oh man,
when you crush up the honey bun and you put the little thing on the top, and then you plug the little thing in, you got your little
glorify
we gotta hey, if we gonna help them learn to be videographers, we gotta help them while they're in jail too. You know what I'm saying? Like, hey, call that girl that you ain't talked to in 3 years.
We'll talk about it.
Put some books on the put a little thing on the books, whatever. But
you gotta tap the phone.
Tap the phone. Hey, you know, so think harder, work smarter. If you want it to grow, just add water. Drop Point Productions. It's the Water Pod. Peace.
Forgive me, I was late. I didn't understand. And I know you wish it stopped. Sorry, baby. I had to get back to the drive. Get back to the drive. I'm sorry, baby. I had to get back to the drive. Forgive me, I was late. I didn't understand. And I know you wish it stopped. Sorry, baby. I had to get back to the drive. Get back to the drop. I had to get back. I had to get back to the drop. I'm sorry, baby. Now, I've been on my shit lately, doing shit I used to daydream. Back on Play Street.